Hey, welcome back to Nortman Reviews, and we are continuing Batman: The Long Halloween. It's February. It's Valentine's Day. Thank you for watching. If you're here, hopefully you have some good Valentine's Day plans. If not, I hope you have a pleasant day nonetheless. So, let's get into Batman: The Long Halloween. If you're new here, The Long Halloween is a year-long story that started on Halloween, where there's two kind of stories going on in here. One is a mob war with the Falcones and the Maronis, who've shown up in like the Penguin series. They've shown up in the Dark Knight movie series. But it's also early in Batman's career, so like the supervillains, the Rogues Gallery, are around, but they're not as like such a force as they will be later. This is kind of like a little bit of their uprising also. I mean, Joker's like front and center. He was in the last two issues of Christmas and New Year's. But there's also this holiday killer, this murderer who's killing certain people, usually within the crime families. And he kills someone on each holiday. So he started on Halloween, killed someone on Thanksgiving, Christmas, now New Year. So he's killed. It's not just like one person each. Like he's killed a few different people in each circumstances, but he always shows himself on a holiday. So now it's February 14th. It's Valentine's Day. So let's get into it. Tim Sale is the artist. He is amazing. He has a very unique style that some people might have to get used to. I think he's really, really good. He has passed away, unfortunately. And that's, a loss to the comic book community and the world, as a whole. And it's also written by Jeff Loeb, who's done a bunch of things for Marvel and DC. This is my favorite thing he's done, and this story, not just Valentine's Day, but The Long Halloween, is my favorite comic book story of all time. I'm a Marvel guy, but who doesn't love Batman? And this was just really well written. So, let's get into it. It opens, there's Alfred. He's answering the door. And it's Jim Gordon and Harvey Dent. The three of Gordon, Dent, and Batman have all made a pact to rid the world, or rid Gotham, of the organized crime, the Falcones and the Maronis, and put them away. But Harvey Dent has come across some information where he suspects that Bruce Wayne is involved with the Falcones. So now in the last issue, Dent and Gordon had kind of a conversation where Dent gave him like, hey, we need to talk about Bruce Wayne. So now they're here at his mansion. Alfred's talking to them and basically saying like, Master Wayne isn't here. Tim Sale will draw not a lot of detail, but he gets the point across when he needs to on certain like splash pages. This isn't splash pages. I mean, it's a splash page here, but not a double page splash, but it's pretty big, right? And just kind of showing the enormity of the mansion. I love like the shading on these statues from the fire down here. Really, really well done. Sets a mood. But Master Wayne is out. Alfred is covering for him like he should. And he's like, I have to point out that with it being Valentine's Day, Master Wayne, because of his popularity, he may not return for some time. Basically saying he's out like getting it on with somebody. And so Gordon's like, maybe we should come back later. And Dent is looking at this portrait of the Waynes, the parents. And he's like, hey, Alfred, do you ever remember somebody named Falcone ever dropping by to see Dr. Thomas Wayne? And Alfred is just silent. Gordon is kind of frustrated. He's like, as I was saying, surely you have other obligations. He may not be here for some time. He's like, how is Mrs. Gordon? We have not seen her in some time. And then they're like, Barbara, and it's like, Harvey, did you remember to get Gilda, his wife, anything? No, and she's going to kill me. So now we go to a cemetery, Gotham Cemetery, and it's Valentine's Day. It looks like it's at night, but it's probably just gloomy and overcast and all that. In the last issue, the person that was targeted by the holiday killer, we'll take a quick look, was Alberto Falcone, Carmine Falcone's son. He was shot here on a boat and fell over dead, right? So now Falcone is at the cemetery grieving for his son, Alberto. And then someone says off panel, is it worth it? And it's the goddamn Batman. And there's Batman's inner monologue, and he's saying, kind of recapping how Alberto, the son, was killed. And he says, proving once again that each of us is touchable. I mean, maybe it'd be better if it said, like, none of us are untouchable. Touchable just sounds weird. You can see, like, it's snowing. Like, it looks like his leg is cut off right here, but he's in the snow. Where's the other snow prints? Who knows? They're there. It's what worth it? The price. What the hell are you talking about? Your son. He says, Alberto was never involved in the business, yes, but either directly or indirectly, how many other innocent sons have you destroyed? He's like, nobody talks to me that way. So he clicks back the hammer. And then out of nowhere, a bullwhip, what do you call these things? Comes out of nowhere, grabs his hand, and it's Catwoman. And Batman, he's in the snow here, again. Kind of looks weird. It makes sense with the coloring a little bit, but it's still a little off. It takes me a minute to look at it, but I do love how he put, you can see the snowfall on all these, like, graves and headstones and all that. And he notices, Batman takes notice, again, each time I have been near the Roman, she appears. So there's some connection between Catwoman and the Roman, or Carmine Falcone. So, again, it looks like his leg is chopped off, but he's running through the snow. He's like, I have to find out why. So he runs and he grabs her. He's like, is that the same? I guess that's the same as thanks for saving my life. She's basically saying, like, hey, where's my thanks? He's like, you don't think I could have taken that gun away from that little man? And she like cuts him right here. It's kind of hard to tell, but she cuts him and says, you should have stayed away. But then this was kind of jarring, and I was looking through this. I had to be like, wait, what? It just ends. Like, it just, like, abruptly stops whatever's going on with Batman and Catwoman and goes, I mean, it shows them holding their hands here, but now it's Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle holding hands because they had a date. But it just goes from that to this. And I was like, wait, was this earlier and this was later? But no, it says here, Gotham Cemetery, Valentine's Day, and now Valentine's Night. So they just, what happened here? They just like, okay, we're done with this, and now they're meeting up for their date. And they're both saying like, oh, sorry, I got here as fast as I could. Me too. His face is cut. She even notices it. Batman's face is cut right here, and she notices it. And says, like, you should have someone, you cut yourself shaving. Alfred has offered to do it for me. It's like, oh, someone with more feminine touch should do it. It's just, like, the dynamic between these two, I'm kind of unclear with. Like, do they don't know each other, or do they know each other and are pretending they don't? How could she not know at this point? Like, oh, look, you have a same exact cut, a fresh cut from earlier tonight. Batman's not fucking stupid. He probably knows who she is. Right? But I don't know if he ever says her name. Anyways. So there's this person here, and it's like, hey, would the gentleman like to buy the lady a rose? And she says, yes, my treat. So Selina buys it. Bruce takes the rose, and the thorn kind of cuts him a little bit. This isn't your night for cuts. I'm so sorry. The thorns. It's all right. I'm fine, he says. And this person who gave the rose, can't see their face, but it looks kind of weird and creepy, right? Says yes. So then we cut to the Maroney gang, or the Maroney family. And he's having some kind of party, and there's this guy, Vernon, who's an assistant DA. He's working in Harvey Dent's office, and he's being paid off to spy on Dent. So he's giving them money. Maroney's like, hey, you don't have a date. Do you want to stay? Have the veal. And Vernon here, he's like, my employer, Mr. Dent, he's targeted you. He believes you are the weak link in the Falcone organization. Oh, he does he? So then we go to outside Maroney's restaurant. And this car, and there's some of his goons or his thugs in this car because it's fucking snowing and cold. Oh my god, my power went off. Hold on. Okay, that was weird. We're back. My power went off for a bit and then came back on. Anyway, where the fuck were we? So these four guys who are supposed to be like watching and protecting Maroney outside, but it's cold, so they're all huddled in this car. They're like, oh, he's going to kill us if he finds us here. He's like, yeah, but I can't stand to be outside in the cold. He's like, besides, he's got plenty of people inside, because the Joker had attacked the Maroneys or did something. He's like, so we have more than enough men after that incident that, we can afford to be in here. And then they start talking about their gals going to be mad at them because it's Valentine's Day. And then he's like, so who do you think the holiday killer is? And then it's not as a dramatic shift here, but so the colorings are not very vibrant in this book at all, right? Which really helps with the storyline and the mood and tone of the book. But there is color, right? Whenever the holiday killer shows up, it's always the same format. It's 6 panels followed by a splash page, right? Let me just verify that. I say that, and I don't know if that's 100% true. Let me just look. Why can't I find... Yeah. 6 panels and a splash page. So, I'm just going to say that's the format, right? So, and there's no sound effects. I don't think there's sound effects in any of this book. Not the actual word, which is really... Oh, no, I take it back. But on these points, like, you don't have the pow, 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 It's just like, it's silent, which you could see how this would be done if this were converted correctly into a movie. Like, there was an animated movie. It was not nearly as good as this book, storyline-wise. But shoots the four or five guys inside, just like laying waste to it, and then it shows like the gas tank and shoots it there, and the car explodes, killing those 5 guys right outside the restaurant. And the holiday killer always leaves the gun and a little memorabilia or something to signify the holiday. So there's a heart of chocolates there. The gun, just so you know, the registration is always filed off. It's always the same type of gun, and it has a pacifier put over it, which acts as a silencer somehow. I don't know if that's actually true. That doesn't sound like it would be very true. But he always leaves this shit there. Maroney comes out. And what happened here? I think like the explosion knocks out like the window here, because it looked like people were dead inside here. Are they? Or are they just like knocked over or something? Shit is going on. But Maroney's like, fucking holiday, okay, you want war, I'll give you war. So now we go to Jim Gordon coming home. And, he's working late and it's taking a toll on his marriage. He's like, I know I've said this too many times, but I am sorry. He has some chocolates. He's like, it can never be too many times. And then, same thing, this light is turned off, I guess. And there's Harvey Dent's wife, Gilda. And she says, what time is it? He says, it's late. Happy Valentine's Day, as he gets into bed with his wife. So at least some, nice, good moments for these two, even when they're working through all this stress. And then we go to Wayne Manor. It's really cool. Like, not a lot of detail in this, but you get the fucking point. It's really, really well done. Bruce Wayne comes home. Alfred is asking him, like, how did the meeting go? He's like, oh, I'll take it rather well, because he's not saying anything. He just walks out into this garden, and someone says, come. That's it. You can't resist me. Someone is there. I think we all know where this is heading. And it's Poison Ivy. That was who gave him the rose earlier in the book. And that's where it ends. With Bruce Wayne in the thralls of Poison Ivy there. So, there we go. Valentine's Day, another chapter down. The story continues, the mystery continues. We've got, 8 more chapters, and I'm doing each chapter on the holiday that it comes out. So we will see you on St. Patrick's Day. So that'll be the next video coming up. And this will be a year-long storyline that I'm doing or showcasing. It'll be a long Halloween. So thank you for watching. Thank you for those who are sticking with me through this whole thing. These videos don't get a lot of views. That's fine. I love this book, and I hope you guys will enjoy it as well. I really highly recommend that you pick this up and go have a read of it for yourself. If you don't want this to be spoiled, read it as soon as you can. When I read it, I had a hard time putting it down. I just wanted to know what was going on. Very compelling mystery and story. So thank you for watching. Hit the like button, share and subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next video.